The Jane Doe bitch is f***ing this nigga who's supposed to, Jane Doe bitch is supposed to be somebody's baby mother too, which we can't really get into, but that's somebody's baby mother. But this the who f***ing the Jane Doe bitch with Diddy, who's supposed to be the bitch. It's crazy, but we gonna bring the in. The name is Rico, and we gonna interview him right now. Yo, Rico, what's up, baby? Fresh off trial.
Man, what's happening? I'm blessed, my dude. How you doing?
Shit, everything. And first of all, thank you for coming on the show. We really appreciate it, man. And we know a lot's been going on in the media and the news and all the publicity surrounding this trial. And I can imagine the last thing that you would think of that you would get subpoenaed to go talk about what you do in a federal court case. So I know all this is probably a lot for you the last few weeks.
Yeah, man, they caught me off guard. It's been a lot.
Yeah,
lot for sure.
I can imagine. So listen, a lot of people just get clips off Instagram or what's going on the trial or social media or the Shade Room or Baller Alert or Hollywood, or all the gossip pages, and they may not know initially what's going on. They're just taking bits and pieces. So let's kind of run this down. How did this initially happen? How did Puff and Jane Doe get in contact with you?
I work with an agency and they got contact with me through the agency.
Okay, what kind of agency is this?
Like a companion escort agency that also book like entertainers to dance for like bachelorette and birthday parties as well.
So the first time you met Puff and Jane Doe, where was this at exactly?
It was at the Edition in Hollywood.
Okay, and how did that go when you first arrived there? So they reached out through this company that you work for, just so I'm clear. You get booked. When you get there, are you thinking you going there to dance? Let's ask this question first. Is this what you do, or do you dance, or you also escort?
I dance, but with this agency, it's a lot of the time when they book, it's like a lady that wants to go to an event, or a couple and the husband wants you to dance for his wife or go out to an event and be with her.
Right.
Kind of like a companion escort agency.
Got you.
A lot of times it's bachelorette and birthdays.
So, because when I spoke to Sheree, he was saying that this isn't what he does. He just usually dance. This was kind of a first time thing. You usually be his bitches? That's kind of what you do anytime besides this?
No, it's mostly dancing.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was wondering. It's just mainly dancing. So explain to me, you get to the Edition, you get to the room. What happens when you get to the room? You go up the elevator, get to the room. Who opens the door or who's there? How does this initial first introduction go?
When I knock on the door, Puff opens the door at first.
Fuck out of here.
Then I walk in.
Get the So did you notice though, or you just think that you're going for what you usually do?
I had to sign the NDA before I went there, so like they kind of told me it was a celebrity client.
Got you, but you didn't know it was going to be them.
No.
All right, so let's lay this out. You get there, Puff opens the door.
Clue.
Pardon me?
I had a clue.
Oh, you had a clue.
Like I had, yeah.
Got you. So you get there, Puff opens the door. How does that introduction go when you open the door and you see his Puff?
I just dap him off and I walk in and he asked me if I knew who he was and I was like, no, and he tells me his name and I'm like, I knew who he was, but I was just like, and he was like, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Bad Boys, and I was like, and he played some music and I'm like, oh yeah, that's you. When he's like, well, look, let's go sit on the balcony.
He played his own music to let you know he was, like he played Bad Boy music and shit?
Yeah.
He started dancing and shit, he just played the music when he
just played the music and I was like, oh yeah.
All right. So, play, yo, Puffer L, nigga, got theme music. It's a wild nigga. So, he opens the door, you walk in, and y'all go chill for a second, you saying?
Yeah, like I walk in the living room and there was like towels laying on the couch and the floor and shit, and I'm like, all right, this is interesting. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on?
Right.
He's like, yeah, come sit in the back so I can tell you what's up.
Right.
And then we go to the little balcony or whatever. And he's just like asking me about my career and how long I've been with the agency and what I do.
Right.
And like we ran there for like 20 minutes. And he was like talking about he likes porn, and he's at a point in his career where he likes to curate and make his own porn. And then he started bragging. He was like, I got a girl in there, sexy, you gonna love her. And then he tells her to come out, and she comes out in like lingerie, and we just like chill and smoke for about 30 minutes. And he was like, this is what I want to do. I want you to stand talking to her, I want her to stand at the end of the balcony. And like, it was like, all right, she's in the bar, you walk in and y'all just meet, and he tells her action, and she just goes to like playing it. Like, hey, how you doing? What's your name? So I'm like, all right, I'll just play the role, and we do that for like 15 minutes.
Yeah, so get to the audition. Puff opens the door. He says, you don't know who I am. You tell him no. He start playing bad boy music. Walk with you to
he say like 3 different names.
Diddy,
then
Puff.
Start playing the music.
Yeah, then start playing the music, because you like, whatever, I'm here for work. Then he sits down and tells you that he wants to curate a porn and then tell you what the porn scene is. So he's directing this fantasy, basically. So y'all was at a bar, and so technically in his brain, you just meet his shorty at a bar.
Yeah.
Got you. But he laid this out to you before Jane Doe came out.
No, he told me that, but when she came out, he like said what he wanted it to be while she was sitting right there next to him.
Right. And you was at the bar, so to explain that scenario, like how'd that go? Like you just, without getting detail, y'all really role played that for him?
We ran that for like 3 minutes, and I was like, this kind of weird. And she was like, well, what you want to do? I was like, let me dance for you.
Right.
So we went in, and she was like, let me pick the 3 songs. She picked 3 songs she wanted to play.
Right.
And that's when I'm wondering why the towels. I was like, what's all the towels for? And she was like, you gonna see. So I start dancing, and she picks up the baby oil, and he's like instructing her what to sit, what to do, and telling her to say certain stuff, and she kind of just following his lead. And as I'm dancing, I take my shirt off, and she like starts to pour baby oil on me, and he's telling her like, put the baby oil down, just sit back, kind of instructing her as I'm dancing.
Right.
And he pulls his phone out as I'm dancing for her, and I'm like, don't record me.
He really trying to make a movie for real. So when you told him, so let me ask you this, when you told him, I want to get back to a couple things you said, but I want to stay here. When you told him don't record me, what's his reaction to that?
He was like, all right, cool. He just like put the phone down.
Right. But I see it somewhere where you said it was still a laptop up, possibly.
Yeah, there was a laptop on the table next to him.
Do you think he was recording on that secretly, or you told him to shut that down as well?
I went and closed the laptop. Like when he put the phone down, I went up and I pulled the laptop down like that.
Got you. I also seen where you made it clear to him, because just for our audience, you're not gay. And you made it clear to him that you didn't want to be touched by him at all, to where you're also an MMA fighter, for what I'm understanding, and you showed him 2 of your fights to let him know, don't play with me. Is that correct?
Yeah. It wasn't not me showing him that exactly for that reason, but he was curious about what I did, so I showed him the videos. And then she asked me, she was like, are you cool with doing the threesome? And I was like, no, I'm not cool with that.
Right.
And then never tried it.
Right. Was it any point during this, and we're staying on the first initial meeting, was there any point during this encounter with you and Jane Doe, did you think that Puff would try to join? Because when I spoke to Sheree about it, he said he couldn't get right because he kept thinking about Puff in his peripheral, trying to come in and trying to join, because he said Puff was basically jerking off watching him with Cassie. Did you worry about that when you were in there with Jane Doe?
No, and I always had her position to where I could see him.
Right. Was he jerking off, pause, while you was slamming his shorty?
He had his shirt off and he was sitting with his pants on. He had his hands in his pants playing with his shit.
Wow. It's crazy. And now, that's what I asked Sheree too, you know what I'm saying? Baby oil, he said, was mandatory. Was baby oil mandatory when y'all was
yeah, I had to tell her, I was like, it's too much baby oil. Like, that's enough. You know what I'm saying? With the baby oil shit. Like,
you gotta pull.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we overdoing the whole baby oil thing.
Yeah, but like, what do you think that's about? personally, like he just wanted to see everybody shiny. Like, what do you think? Why do you think that? What your personal opinion?
Honestly, I can't answer. Like,
right.
I like the girl to be wet when I'm having sex, but that shit right there is just a little overkill.
Right,
I don't know.
got you. I got you 100%. So, how many times did you actually meet up with Puff and Jane Doe?
Jane Doe.
Yeah.
Twice.
Okay. I was seeing a lot in her testimony that she was saying, and not necessarily with you, she was just saying throughout these acts that she felt obligated to do this. She felt like she was just doing this because Puff was paying her rent. She never felt comfortable. It was times that Puff would have engagements with her and somebody else and then go off with the current girlfriend that he had at the time. When y'all was together talking about you and Jane Doe, did it seem like she didn't want to be there at any particular time, or did it seem like she was enjoying herself?
It seemed like she was enjoying herself to me. Like, we was joked out, laughing, chilling at the same time, and it didn't seem like she was uncomfortable or felt forced at all to me.
Right. Did she orgasm?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it seemed like she wanted to be there. She did what? Not to get too deep. Did she squirt? Is she a squirter?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So you felt it? Did you think the orgasm was fake, or she just was doing that to entertain Puff?
You never know.
Right.
You never know.
I got you, man. And like I said, there was a lot of things that she said. Did you know about who she was? I know you said you knew who Puff was. Did you know who she was?
I didn't.
Right. Did you know that, well, you didn't know who she was. Learning moving forward, did you realize that this is kind of what she does because she's been with other people? Like I said, I want to make sure I don't use the wrong words here, but who possibly, put it like this, I'll word it like this. She said in one of her testimony that Puff used to threaten her with videos and said he would send it to her baby's father. Did you realize who this was when the trial actually started?
I realized the weekend after I had the first encounter, because when I got the NDA and the agency let me know that it was a celebrity client, I have a friend that's with the agency as well.
Right.
And I told him, and he told me, he was like, it's Diddy. And I'm like, what? Like, why would you say that?
Right.
Because he's with the agency and he was booked with them a couple times. So when I first opened the door and seen him, I was like, damn, he's right.
Right.
So after the encounter, I managed shows like the same show Sheree manages. Right. I managed their show in New Orleans, in Las Vegas, in LA.
Right.
And he's in the show. And after the booking, I was at the show and I was like, I told him about the booking and he showed me the picture. He was like, was this her? And I was like, yeah, that was her. Right. And then he told me who it was.
Wow.
And then I was like, damn, that's when I realized.
Right. 100 fucking crazy. How far did these fantasies go? Like, I understand if, like you said, the encounter, but was it oral, anal? Like, was he directing y'all that far to shit that he wanted to see, or was it just regular sex with baby oil?
It was, she did give me oral, but it was pretty much regular sex with baby oil. Wasn't no like crazy shit.
But was he directing her throughout the whole encounter, Puff, I'm talking about?
Yeah, he would tell her like switch positions, when she's doing oral, tell her stop and pour the baby oil or pour it on herself, or like say certain shit, and she would follow along.
Wow. Did it seem at any time he would get jealous of what you guys were doing?
No, I didn't feel that. Yeah. But there was one time when she kind of caught an attitude with him when she was giving me oil. I was like, damn, she nice with it. And he said, yeah, she's one of the ones on my A team. Oh. And she was like, I am the team.
Oh, got you. So got you. Yeah, see, the thing, I mean, like I said, I don't want to get too much into it because of legal things, but What? Hold on, sorry, my earpiece came out. You could have been on the B team. I don't know what the problem. If you're on the A team, yeah, you could have been on the B or C team. P, you feel me? I don't really get it. What the problem is, but yeah, man, this is crazy. How much was you getting paid for this shit?
The initial booking was 2, but I got 5.
Okay, each time?
Yeah.
Okay. Did she ever try to reach out to you after you guys all did what y'all did? By herself?
Through the agency. No.
Okay, never personal. Okay, cool, man.
Never personal.
Got you. Yo, P, you got something to ask? So I'm up here with my co-hosts as well. You have any questions for Rico? Thank you as well, man. We gonna couple more minutes and we're gonna get you out of here.
Yo, Rico, what's up, my G?
What's happening, bro?
Let me ask you a question. I know you gave him your dance name was Rico, so when you got subpoenaed and all that, how did they able to contact you and get your real name?
Oh, they never got my real name.
No, I know them, but for you to get subpoenaed.
But basically, we talked about it earlier just so he understood, even in the transcripts, it's not his name.
All right, copy. All right. Second question. You said you was just there to dance, so when you was approached to have and reenact this, was that your first time? Or you've done it before already? Or you just danced all the time?
I danced all the time.
All right. That's it.
Larry?
So how you doing, brother? So my thing is, I noticed the other guy, Sheree, I think that's his name. He was booked like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Why do you think that you were only booked for the 2 days, right? The 2 times. And why do you, Sharice only talked about his fee was only $2,000. Do you have different fees that you guys set or?
There's a fee, like the $2,000 is for the time. But then if like they wanted to do extra, then it's on you to be like, it's going to be this much for if we're doing extra. Because I'm there to just dance and date. You see what I'm saying? Or like go for an experience. But if they trying to do all that, then you can be like, this is my fee. Because it goes by time. So instead of, if it's $2,000 for 4 hours, if y'all trying to do some extra, then it's going to be 5 type situation.
So
discretion.
Did you feel some kind of way? Because like I said, Sheree was booked over it sounded like a 6-month period. And then, and he didn't sound like he gave any resistance to Puff, but it sounds like you were like, yo, don't film me. And do you think that was maybe why you weren't brought back or, and cause it sounds like you guys were all in communication. And then I also read that there was a situation here in Vegas that she saw, and I believe Jane Doe saw you and then with some other celebrity. Everyone's speculating about who the other rapper was. Was that you, the other rapper, with you and the other rapper and in that whole situation as well?
No.
Yeah, I was confused about
that. No. There was a report. I read a report that said that I think it was you and that Diddy was upset because he saw you out here in Vegas with another freak off with another rapper, and she saw you, and that he went through her phone and saw that. That's what I'm asking. So that wasn't you then.
What I'm asking you, Larry, is what you read some shit that Puff was jealous that he was with somebody else?
I read that he went through the phone to contact him, and then he saw that there was communication.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I'm saying. Was that you or that it must be someone else because they said he was out here in Vegas with another celebrity and he was upset because he was saying, why were you going to the freak offs with, and then, I assumed it was you, that the way they made it sound, it was you.
That's sure Jane Doe all over the fucking place. She's fucking everywhere.
I dance for celebrities, but.
Yeah, when I come to the conclusion with Jane Doe is this, man. This is what she do. And I don't want to say too much because she's basically saying in her transcript that she did it for her rent to get paid, or she did it, she never felt like she wanted to do this. And that's why I really wanted to bring Rico up here to get his point of view to seem like if it was forced, because you don't want to be insensitive to the situation as well. But that's what that's why I'm being very cautious on how I approach the situation. But to make a long story short, this is about his experience, and he's saying that the times he was there, she did not feel forced, which was really what I wanted to get down to.
Yeah, I didn't catch that vibe.
Right, exactly. Yo, Reek, man, I really, really appreciate you coming on, bro. You always welcome on the show anytime you want to come up, bro. And like I said, thanks for taking the time to come up here. We appreciate you on Talk with Flea.
Likewise, my dude. Y'all stay blessed.
All right, much love. Shit getting nasty, man. You know what I'm saying? That Puff got a different type of imagination, man.
Cameron, there's nothing funny about sleeping around. The Bible says flee from sexual immorality. Y'all just treating women like they're objects. None of y'all have morals, all you worldly pagans in the rap industry. Follow my slogan, no sex, no drugs, no clubs, and you can get 1 million subscribers just like I did with God. Pure discipline, tunnel vision. Even though I got Hollywood star Christina Milian trying to sleep with me, and I'm a supermodel, and I got 1 million subscribers, still I'm a virgin like Jesus, cause I'm a prophet like Jesus. Watch.
What's up, it's Christina Milian. Have a great fight, the Prophet Muscle.
No sex, no drugs, no love, no party.
That I knew you, and I had a chance to know you. And since I had a chance to know you, I see what kind of good person you were. Boom, that was it.